The professional sports landscape of Chicago has been a part of the city's history for generations. Not only has the city been iconic for the success of its storied sports franchises, but has also been known for its remarkable sporting atmospheres. If you're in the mood to visit an area that eats, sleeps, and breathes sports, the Chicagoland area is the place to be, providing sports and entertainment year-round. Even with the city having at least one team for every major sports league in the U.S., there is one team that has not only loomed in the shadow of their crosstown rival by popularity, but also by the atmosphere for baseball in the Windy City. In today's installment of Stadium Safari, we will explore the history of Guaranteed Rate Field. Guaranteed Rate Field sits in the Armour Square neighborhood on the south side in Chicago, Illinois. The stadium was built from 1989 to 1990 and opened in 1991 with a capacity of 40,615 and is expandable to 47,754. The lone tenant of the venue is the Chicago White Sox of Major League Baseball's American League. The construction cost of the venue was $137 million, which is $260 million in today's economy. After spending 81 years at the former Comiskey Park, which stood across the street from Guaranteed Rate Field, White Sox team owners Jerry Reinsdorf and Eddie Einhorn set out to build the team a new stadium roughly 10 years after they bought the team from the previous owner, Bill Veeck. Around this time, Reinsdorf was also the owner of the Chicago Bulls, who would also get a new stadium in the mid-1990s, but that's an episode for another time. Make sure to subscribe to be on the lookout for a future video. During Reinsdorf and Einhorn's first decade as new team owners, they were in conversation with architecture firms and Chicago city officials on stadium designs and locations for the White Sox. The city of Chicago and the team decided on 4 different options to build a 50,000-seat baseball stadium. Option number 1 was to build at Roosevelt Road along the Chicago River. Option number 2 was to build in the west part of the city in the Chicago suburb of Addison. Option number 3 would be to build a venue across from Comiskey Park, and option number 4 would be to renovate Comiskey Park. The process of elimination would come down to option number 3, where the White Sox future stadium would be built across the street from Comiskey. But like with any new stadium project, there was backlash from the community in an effort to help fund the project. A ballot measure that voted no on funding the construction costs through tax money caused Reinsdorf and Einhorn to threaten to move the team to Tampa, Florida. Fortunately, then Illinois Governor James Thompson provided funding from the state to build the stadium and keep the White Sox in Chicago. The process of the new stadium project would be underway in the spring of 1989. The building process would take 2 years to complete. In 1991, the new stadium would carry on the name of Comiskey Park to pay homage to their former stadium and the long history of the Comiskey family holding ownership since the team's foundation in 1901. The first event to take place at the new Comiskey Park was on opening day on April 18, 1991. Where the White Sox would play the Detroit Tigers, but suffered a devastating 16-0 loss. Fittingly, Governor Thompson threw out the opening pitch at the game. What was unique about the new Comiskey Park at the time was how it differed from the cookie-cutter style of other baseball stadiums that were in use in the 90s. Architecture firm HOK Sport, now known as Populous today, wanted to eliminate the overhang look for the upper deck seating, but it caused fans to have obstructed views of the games if in the upper deck. Also, the stadium didn't have many amenities for fans when it first opened, which caused ticket sales to be moderately low in the stadium's first decade of existence. The White Sox would have winning seasons in the 90s, but the stadium needed a facelift going into the 2000s. Enjoying the video so far? If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button to be on the lookout for future videos. The new Comiskey Park has had renovation phases every year since 2001, in addition to name changes. In 2003, the Comiskey Park name would be dropped as Chicago-based telecommunications company US Cellular would buy the naming rights for the stadium. Comiskey Park number 2 will be known as US Cellular Field from that point on. It wouldn't be until 2016 when Chicago-based private residential mortgage company Guaranteed Rate would buy the naming rights for the stadium on a 13-year deal. The renovation phases would be a consistent concept of the stadium in the early 2000s. The first phase began in 2001, where 2,000 seats would be added along the field, the foul pole, and the dugouts. The bullpens would be moved over the outfield walls, and the addition of a full-service restaurant and a sports bar would be added as well. In 2002, the notable party terrace in center field over the grass-covered batter's eye would be a new addition to the stadium. 2003 came the scoreboard renovations and renovations to lower and upper deck seating areas. However, In 2004, 8 rows or 6,600 of the upper deck seats would be removed, but the party terraces past the outfield bleachers would be expanded. In 2005, the fundamentals deck would be added to the stadium where kids could work on their baseball fundamentals. A scout seating area would also be added where you could get free food and other amenities with the purchase of an exclusive game ticket. Also, the seats would go from blue to green in parts of the stadium. In 2006, the stadium would paint all the seats green, and also the scout seats would include a new ground level restaurant. In 2007, a new premium seating bar area would be added where the old press box used to be. Also came a new press box. The gist of it all is that this stadium never stayed the same, nor had plans to not do any renovations every year. Continuing from 2008 to the present, Guaranteed Rate Field had many other additions from statues, award plaques, banners, and concessions to appeal to the 21st century sports fan. This business strategy was mostly a nod to famous White Sox owner and Hall of Famer Bill Veeck, who pioneered the stadium atmosphere concept during his time as the team owner, before the Reinsdorf and Einhorn era. He made it normal to provide additional amenities for fans aside from the baseball game itself. Veeck pioneered the idea of having fireworks go off after a home run by the home team, electrical effects from the scoreboard, and even putting players' last names on the back of their uniforms. The Bill Veeck era for the White Sox produced good marketing and bad marketing. The only bad marketing that took place was the infamous Demolition Disco Night on July 12, 1979, which backfired completely. Veeck's legacy still carried on as his ideas transferred over to Guaranteed Rate, which was a part of the nostalgic White Sox game atmosphere from the past. Reasons why Guaranteed Rate may not have received much praise from the public in the mid-2000s was most likely the stadium being ahead of its time for providing an atmosphere for a baseball game. As for the team, the White Sox had occasional success winning a World Series in 2005, their first title since 1917, breaking their championship drought before the Cubs did. Don't worry, Cubs fans, your time will come in a future video. Despite the efforts done by ownership and the White Sox history, both the team and the stadium still have the feeling of playing second fiddle to their rivals on the north side. Enjoying the video so far? If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button to be on the lookout for future videos. The success of the other Chicago sports franchises has overshadowed the history of the White Sox and their residents on the South Side. Even when the team won the World Series in 2005, people didn't seem to care much about it because they have always been seen as Chicago's other baseball team. The White Sox placing their crosstown rivalry with the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field on the north side is like being the middle child in the family. The Cubs draw bigger crowds. Even when they lose, they're still loved. They're considered Chicago's baseball team, and they never felt the need to add yearly renovations to their stadium. You can also factor in the notorious history that the White Sox have had in the game of baseball with the 1919 Black Sox scandal, where the team threw the 1919 World Series, done by the players who accepted money from sports bettors to lose the series on purpose, and to overthrow then owner Charles Comiskey, who didn't pay his players a lot and did not give them what would be considered the major league treatment. Watch the movie 8 Men Out to go more inside the story. The Chicago White Sox acceptance as a notable Chicago sports franchise is subjective to the casual and diehard sports fan, but what holds true about the White Sox stadium atmosphere is its adaptability to entertain both the casual and diehard sports fan of the 21st century. From the outside, the stadium is considered bland to many, but there is more that meets the eye when you go to experience a game. Overall, Guaranteed Rate Field still stands as a popular meeting ground for sports lovers in the Windy City. This concludes today's episode of Stadium Safari. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell to find out about future videos and let me know what stadiums you want to see next. Thank you for watching, and remember, teams tell the stories, the stadium illustrates them.